Hey, what's up, guys? Listen, we got to talk. What is going on in that palace? We already know there's been no proof of life from Kate. William is literally acting like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but he's on the Dr. Jekyll part. And on top of that, people have been wondering what's going on with Kate. The thing is, in this whole situation, there have been three people that have been overlooked, but a lot of people are starting to ask, where are the Wells children? You guys, I came upon a very disturbing blind item. Now, if you guys don't know, Carol Middleton came out and implied that the kids are staying with her and that she's doing the school runs. There was that picture that came out with Carol Middleton and Pippa or someone who looked like fake Kate. At this point, we don't know because let's also not forget that picture. The car had five wheels and it was not released directly from Carol Middleton. Why do I say this? Because we came across a very, very, very disturbing blind item that if you take in account what's going on, it kind of lets you know where the kids are. Basically, Carol's not the only one being kept away from Kate. Apparently, so are the children for a lot of reasons. Children talk, children don't know how to lie, and children will not be able to keep whatever secret is going on about Kate. Now, listen, before I read this blind item, let me just say, I know there's a lot of rumors going on, and we're going to get into all of them. Don't worry, this is going to be a heavy upload date, Sussex Squad. But all jokes aside, no one can deny that Kate can either cannot or will not, right? Either cannot or will not come to the phone, come to a Zoom, and let everybody know she's okay. And as much as William is out there looking like literally American Psycho UK edition, right? Sir, we think you have offed your wife and you're out there. Oh, I make cookies and I'm just like, oh my, the monarchy's done for. We do know that Kate cannot be made available. After that, it's open to speculation. Why? Because the Kensington Palace themselves have proven that they are incapable, cannot or will not give us a clue or tell the truth. I will just say this, as we don't care what's wrong with Kate. God willing, she gets better. We are asking for proof of life. And as many rumors are going around, Crohn's, abdomen, every scenario does not account for the fact that Kate is unaccounted for. And as much shame has fallen the monarchy, right? All these rumors floating around, William aligned with Camilla, them trying to push her out. We'll get into that in different videos. No one can deny she cannot be produced. And apparently it cannot be produced even to her own children. Listen to this blind item and then let me know what you think. 1 second, guys. Let me know what you think. Okay, ready? Cue music. We have blind item music on this channel. Maestro. Also, there is a whole playlist about the royals, Kate, Harry, Meghan. Please, if you're interested, go check it out because there's a lot of backstory. And the funny thing is, I'm going to post later on today. We actually predicted this and what's going to happen. Okay, let's get into this. So a lot of commotion has been made about where Maestro. Okay, that's better. So a lot of commotion has been made about where the crown jewel is. As a matter of fact, we didn't know how many fans she actually had. Now, if you guys don't know, this is what makes me think they're talking about Kate, because Kate has always been referred to as the crown jewel of the monarchy. And honestly, before Meghan came into it, Kate actually was the crown jewel. She had the most charisma out of Charles, Camilla, and William. And that's saying something. Anyway, right? As a matter of fact, we didn't know she had so many fans. But more, as opposed to people that wanted to see her do well, it turned out that most of her fans are people that just want to see her. There's been a lot of talk back and forth about what's going on, whether this is a cry for help, a ploy for sympathy, weird negotiation tactics for a divorce gone wrong, or whether something darker is going on. However, things seem to have taken a tragic turn because it definitely seems to be something darker much, much darker. You see, there's a lot of narratives that need to be pushed and a lot of strings that needed to be clipped. Unfortunately, there are 3 strings that the palace really doesn't know how to handle. Namely, the offspring, the sole reason for the crown jewel, the reason her husband allegedly tolerated her for years, the offspring. You see, there are 3 young children, and what was once the pride and joy of a nation is now turning into the palace's biggest worry. Why? Well, quite simply, children have trouble lying. And even if you can get them to lie and go along with whatever story you think up, that's a good point. How long before the reality breaks through and they start acting out, speaking out, or just emotionally spilling out? The biggest time constraint the biggest time constraint the palace has, and apparently they say they're working on a clock, is how to announce a divorce. You see, people say this divorce has been long coming. And many say the husband has been setting things in motion so he can be free of her and be with the woman he really loves. If you guys don't know, I did a video yesterday, go ahead and check it out on the playlist, about William and Rose, but it was more about how he blames Kate's family, financial troubles, for the reason he wants a divorce from her. And around that time, I thought Camilla was the one that released the information about Kate's family. Now we're seeing that it might not have been Camilla at all. Now we're seeing that William might have been releasing this information so he could start to have a reason for why he wanted to divorce Kate. I do think that William just didn't know how popular Kate was, and that she was, out of all of them, the most popular. The royalists over there, why they might not like Meghan or mixed race children, they love Kate. They love the kids. They love that she is a commoner. They see themselves in Kate. If something was to happen to Kate, it would have shockwaves that would literally bring down the monarchy. Oh, but there's more, okay? But anyway, why is that? Because Kate's family were supposed to get royal titles. They really were. Some type of royal titles, okay? It turned out that once it was leaked that they owed money or they were involved in something shady, right? Now they can't get titles. Now Kate is being pushed out. I think he wants Kate to go quietly, and I don't think that he wants to share have her family around. It looks like he cut off the family and he doesn't like the family. Now, I know what you're saying. How can that be when Rose, his alleged mistress, husband, is literally with the con artist of the century? Oh, that's for another video. Yes, I did my research. We're going to get back to this, okay? But let's get back into the blind item. Well, most thought that the time constraint was probably, here's the thing. Most people thought that the time constraint was probably his ill father. There needs to be robes and coronations and carriages. All of that takes a lot of time to arrange. Although, let's be fair, the son did say that when it was his turn, he doesn't want all that pomp and circumstance. He just wants his signature. He's ready to sit in that throne. Before the ink dries and while it's still warm, as his father's body's being buried into the ground. The thing is, right? The one thing that everybody's missing is the thing that it's causing him to move the timeline up so thoroughly, so quickly, so sloppily, and so crazily, and so unbelievably ineptly is the fact that the dam he's trying to hold back, the dam that everybody in that palace is hoping doesn't burst, it's the dam of childhood innocence. You see, there are 3 little people who are wondering, like everybody else, wow, where is their mother? How come they can't see her? And most surprisingly, how come they're always at grandmom's house? And where is father? All these questions they cannot hold off. Oddly enough, when the wife and the mother, when the wife and the mother was in the hospital, it was easy to tell children why you can't see mommy. Don't you know there's an age limit? Don't you know visiting hours aren't convenient? Don't you know she'll be home soon? So many excuses. But now the littlest people and the people themselves have noticed that the princess's absence more than anyone, well, everybody wants answers. And if they do not get what they want, which is to actually see their mother, who was largely in charge of raising them, then they will start asking questions. And that is one blowback that the royal family cannot miss and cannot stand. Because if you think what happened with Diana was cause for alarm, just wait until you see the whispers that start from the kids crying their eyes out, telling everybody about their mom, telling about the arguments and the fights and the pillow fights and the nights alone and the cries of terror and the tears of sadness. You guys, this is deep. They literally say, stay tuned. Again, the men in gray thought they accounted for everything and everybody. Once again, history is repeating themselves, and they forgot that the littlest people need the most protection and most nurturing. And when they open their mouths, everything will crumble. But perhaps that will be the key to open the door to the tower that is holding their mom away from them. You guys, listen. What do you think of that? I actually think it makes sense. I have noticed that there are no reports that the children have actually returned to school. I do not believe that picture of Carol and Kate taking them on a school run, I do not believe it is a current picture. If the picture is even real, I don't believe it's a current picture. Carol herself has said she is being held away from Kate. Her uncle admitted that they do not know where Kate is. This whole thing has blown up more than anybody thought. But the one thing they can't hide are the children. And we saw, by the way, that they treated Harry and William like they were little robots just going along the way it is now come and pulling the monarchy down. To which I say great, because if you're new to my channel, we are anti-monarchists here. We don't want anyone to have titles. I don't care who your faves is. We don't want anybody to live happily ever after under a system that literally is the living embodiment of racism, elitism, classism, colonialism, why they're marching around with the diamonds soaked in blood of our ancestors. Are you insane? And I'm talking about everybody from the Irish, from the closest neighbors on down to African, Irish, Indian, every American Indian, indigenous peoples of all lands, from the Americas, from North America to the United States. Pick your poison. Literally. Everybody has beef to settle with them. But I do agree that, again, they're saying the reason they're starting to move this up and make announcements and roll this out is quite simply because the kids cannot go this long not being in school before people start to talk. And if the kids are around people, they're going to start to tell people what it is they saw and they did. You guys, there's a video I actually put out. There was an article from 2019. JB, thank you so much for pointing this out to me, from the Irish Independent, that shows Kate with what appears to be bruises and scratches on her face. A lot of people said it's cosmetic surgery. Please go to Google. It is not cosmetic surgery. A lot of people that have endured abuse said it looked like something that chilled their heart. It really made my blood run cold. Whatever's going on in that house, the children witnessed it. And I do also want to point out that I don't understand how whenever people have unbridled power and access, we somehow assign morally superior attributes to them. You know, there's a reason that people say absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? And I'm not saying that everybody that has power is evil. I am saying that when you know that you are above the law, you are above reproach, and however you treat people, nothing can come back to you. And when you know that you have a feigned temper and you are prone to violence whenever your will, and when you know that the police can never arrest you, question you, or even come on the grounds, besides your own inner light guidance, what's holding you back from becoming a complete monster? Now, when you know that the only thing holding a person back is who they are inside morally, and everything you see shows that you are of, let's just say, flimsy moral character, why is it so hard to believe that someone does get hot-headed and do what they can? Again, the same way people will mistreat their pets and animals and kick and abuse an animal. You know that the police will look at that as, if you'll do this for an animal because you have complete control over them and you know nothing will really happen to you, then how long before you start to take your will out on a human? I'll just leave that there. Do with it what you want. Anyway, you guys, it's going to be a heavy upload day. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.